Well, howdy doody, folks. Nobody in yet. I don't know how to give notifications that these are coming on. I know even when I did have shows before, most of the people never got notifications anyway. So YouTube don't like me. They don't want to pay me any of the money they owe me, none of that stuff. So I'm not going to bore you with any commercials. I'm not trying to monetize any of my lives or ones that I do. There's my buddy right now. Okay, there we are. I'm back. Yeah, we're all. The kids are okay. But Faye and I were kind of sick today. I got a dang rattle in my chest. Can't cough this stuff up. I kind of lollygagged and slept today. Didn't go outside. It was not as warm as it was. We had the one day was 90. We had nice, and then we had the other night we had thunderstorms and a cold spell. And it's been getting real cool overnight. I think it went down to like 50. So I wasn't digging that at all. Hey, there's a couple folks in there. Say howdy. Hey, Ronald. I know you're in there somewhere. There he is. Yeah, I want to get get the rest of the parts on the bike, get that thing up ready to run, get that thermal bob on it for the weather. I was talking to my buddy in the Philippines, and I sent him a picture of my bike with me on it. He's a good sized dude, and he really dug that. So he's going to wind up buying them on. He was looking in the Philippines, and they sell them there. I've seen them. I wanted an XR 650, but they don't sell that one there. You have to get it on the gray market, which sucks. But they do sell the KLR. There's Kawasaki dealers that sell it there. I've seen them already for sale. But mostly there, it's always the S model, because Asians aren't going to be able to ride that. 8002. Got this dang cough I can't get rid of. I can't shake it. I wish I could clear this up, but Moo caught it first, and then what does he do? He comes and doesn't cover his mouth and coughs right in your face. And my wife and I were both just down all day today. I didn't feel like getting up and doing a damn thing, and neither did she. So. Smoker's breath. I don't smoke. Okay. I don't smoke. Wait, I remember years ago I used to get a good cigar too. When I was going up to Montreal, I could get those Cuban cigars. And I never was a cigar smoker, but somebody said, and I had cigars. People give you cigars, you smoke them. Okay. I'm from Ohio. And then when I went to Canada, you get these Cubans, and when you smoke a Cuban, it's not like any other cigar in the world. I don't know what it is about how they grow it there in Cuba, or how they roll it, or what they do, but they're smooth as can be. You can throw that out. There's nothing in there we want. Yeah, it's nasty. I can't seem to hit a garbage can from 2 feet. Used to live in the Philippines. Lived there for 11 years. I lived in the Philippines for 11 years, AD. Now I'm here. Hey, all right, Bubs. Good to see you. Thanks for popping in for at least for a minute, even if you're headed to the sack. So that's pretty cool. My dang fingers are so numb right now. I can't believe it. Not the little ones, though. Not the pinky fingers and this one, but these two. It just seems like this is never going to go away. This stuff dealing with my hands, they're giving me medicine for it. And it seems the longer I take it, the less it works. The last time I told the doctor, I said, yeah, the stuff quit working. It's not working at all now. He says, we'll give it 4 days off and then start taking it again. And when I started taking it after 4 days, it worked great. Worked great for a week. My hands quit hurting, and then I built up a resistance to it again, which is not too good. But I hope the weather doesn't get too cold, so get out on the motorcycle. I just don't feel like riding in any kind of cool weather at all right now. I'd like it when it's hot. And I want to get that thermal bob on the KLR as soon as possible. It's okay. The bike would be just fine if you were driving in 80, 90 degree weather all the time. That would be just fine. But when you're driving like me, I'll drive in the cold of the winter. And then what happens is the bike's cold, and then as it's warming up, it's got all that real cold antifreeze in there. Motor heats up and then it dumps that cold water. That's what warps the cylinder. Nah, doesn't make me drowsy. I got so many, I wouldn't even know if it did though, because I'm taking so many different ones right now. But I think you build up a resistance to it, buddy. Ronald, you build a resistance at gabapentin, and then you stop taking it, and then it'll give it a few days, and then it'll start working again. But I was so sick after I would get my chemo, usually the third or fourth day, I couldn't walk, I couldn't do nothing. And the doctor, he said, well, why didn't you tell me? I told him what was happening. I said, I'm telling you right now. And he went ahead and he said, I'm going to wean you off of it. We're going to give you the steroids when you get your chemo, and then you're going to take 2 the next day, 2 the next day, and then 1 and 1, and we'll wean you off. And boy, did that fix me up. That made the difference in night and day, because I'm still crooked and slow, but I'm able to walk anyway. At least I'm able to get up and walk to the can, walk around the apartment. We walked up to the store, I don't know how many days in a row now, where we went up to the grocery store and got stuff. And it's a pretty good walk over there. Went up and got a burrito the other day. Hey, Sperlin, how you doing? From Elo. Yeah, they're expensive. They have the Chipotle's across the street. And I did have a really good burrito. I had a steak burrito with guacamole and sour cream and hot beans in it. And I don't like to put rice in it, but it was good sized. I mean, I just barely was able to eat the whole thing. Good size. It was absolutely delicious, but the damn thing with one thing of pop was $16. That's ridiculous. That's these fast food places. Just think if you were bringing your family there. Think about that. How much you spend over $100? Yeah, Alabama. Yeah, I'm getting my beard. My kids want me to grow the beard back for Christmas, so. And I went to go up and get some razors at the store. And go figure, they're out of the good Gillette razors. I have that one old one in there, and when I shaved with it last time, it wasn't cutting the hair; it was scraping it off. So, oh yeah, Steinmetz, you bet. And the second day I walked up to the store, we just took a big walk around. We didn't even come straight home. We went way down the path, way down the road, and then came back up the path. And I was doing it at a pretty good clip. I was moving along really good. Oh, it was pretty good there, Sean. Yeah, so, and then the getting out on the bike, that was really nice. I actually took my wife. She had to run up and mail off some stuff at the post office, and then when I got up the other day, it was beautiful warm day. I called her on the phone. I says, "Just sit tight. I'm going to come get you." And I picked her up on the bike, and we went out and had a sandwich. And drove around. Didn't go far. I think we drove around maybe about 15 miles. Just, up and down the roads up in this way. And I was going to go the next day. I felt pretty good. I was going to take her on a ride the next day, but we had rain. And then in the evening, we had thunderstorms like you wouldn't believe. Last night, lightning just was covering the sky. Heavy rain. We had a hell of a good storm. Came up through here, so that sort of nixed that. And I didn't want to ride in the drizzle. The worst time you can ride is when it starts raining, because all the dust gets up there, and when it drizzles, if it pours, it'll wash the road off. But when it just gives this mist drizzle and just gets the ground wet, that's when you're going to start slipping and falling down. And they had that. We heard the skids. I didn't see the accident or anything like that, but we heard the motorcycle fall down over here on Bagley, right by the marks, in front of the marks. He come flying through, and then we heard it. We heard his tires squealing and the thing hitting the ground. It wasn't a car, because if the car crashes, it's usually really loud. So, but rainy. But I'm looking forward to riding the bike this summer, getting the parts on it, and just getting out there and riding. You know, I just so sick of sitting around here and not doing anything. And with all the walking I've been able to do now, still my hip is out. It hurts like heck, and it's just the point where, it's just going to hurt. There's nothing I can do about it. I'm just going to go anyway. They give you these stupid painkillers, these narcotics that don't work. They gave me a patch that didn't work. Then they gave me two different kinds of painkillers, one to try, and I told them, no, it doesn't work. So they said, okay, we're going to give you this other stuff. It's like a morphine derivative stuff. I took that. That doesn't work either. They said, well, we're giving you, take two of them. That's a really double dose. Yeah. It still don't work. I could probably eat half the damn bottle and it wouldn't work. So I get fed up with that. Why don't they give you something good that works to knock the pain out so I can get on my feet? But the kids they're all hauled off to bed. The swimming pool opens tomorrow. So after they get off of school, they're going to be swimming, which will that'll be good. It opens tomorrow at 10 o'clock in the morning, so I'm probably going to go out in the morning, swim. No, I don't like anything to do with that. They gave me some. I went down to the one clinic and they gave me some, and all that stuff does is make me paranoid and freaks me out. I never did it when I was young, and now that I'm old, I just don't want any part of it. When I was young, I tried it one time, and same thing. It freaked me out, and it's not for me. It's definitely not for me. If I want to get a buzz on, I'll drink a beer. But yeah, I don't do the cannabis stuff. Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't do anything for me. They did give me some. Yeah, Vicodins. That'll OxyContin or Vicodins. That stuff. But you get hooked on that stuff too. I don't know I'd have to pull the bottle over and read what the hell they're giving me now. But it doesn't work. Damn shit doesn't work. So, and this hip, I think the reason why my hip is so bad is right on the front of my hip is where they drilled that hole and checked the bone marrow. And it just went all the way around the center of my back, and I can't hardly put any weight on that right side. And it's like, gosh, dang it. This is a real bummer just to get up, especially when I first get up on my feet. I just can't get up and start walking. I got to get up and hang on to something, try to take all my weight off the right side. I got that dang rollinator thing they gave me. But it does kind of suck every time I go somewhere. I take that dang thing. But the stores around here are pretty cool because they all got those electric buggies. Our Marks over here, when I went shopping there, you just walk in the door and jump on an electric buggy and drive that through the store. Yeah, my dang ears are itchy. I always said if your ears are itchy, it's going to rain. Well, it already rained yesterday, so I think if it's going to rain, my ears get itchy. But we're still going around checking on looking at cars and stuff. There's a lot of pretty nice ones right now. A lot of something I noticed that really gets me. There's a lot of Cadillacs and Lincolns for sale, and I'm looking at the prices, thinking, wow, that's pretty low, for the amounts. And you read the article on them, and you talk to the guy, and they say, oh no, it's a great car. This thing really run good. There's one right now. It's a Cadillac CTS. And it was this fellow's grandma's. It was hers. Well, she bought herself a new car, and they didn't want to give her a good trade-in on the CT. And it's beautiful. The pictures, the young kid took like a video of it, and he took detailed pictures of it. This thing's in great shape. It's got hardly any miles on it. The little old grandma lady don't really drive it very far, so it only had 37,000 miles on it, and it's a 2015. So you're already looking at an 8-year-old car, 9-year-old car, but no miles on it, and looks perfect. Kept in the garage. Well, she went out and bought a new one. They didn't want to give her any trade-in on it, so she wants $5,000 for it. And the kid said she'll wheel and deal. She just wants it out. She wants to be able to put her. She's got the new one in the garage. Doesn't want it to sit out, in the yard. So, but I didn't get to drive that one. I need to take them for a test drive and see. But it's like a performance one. She must have been a hot rod granny. I didn't see the granny, just the grandkid. But beautiful car. There's a lot of them. A lot of Lincolns for sale. What do you mean? I hope you never get in that condition. Condition for what? Oh, if you get in enough pain. Yeah, there was a lot of things I wouldn't do either. And then when this cancer stuff happened, it changes you. It changes you right around what you say you're going to do, and then what you finally do. But I am getting better. Okay, buddy. All right, Ronald, we got you. But it's definitely turned around. I turned the corner on this cancer. I was for a while there thinking, man, this shit ain't working. I'm not getting better. The doctor kept saying, according to your blood work and all our tests we're doing, you're getting better. And I couldn't tell. I couldn't feel it. I just felt miserable. Couldn't walk, weak. But the reason I was weak was because the electrolytes and then steroid withdrawal. Now they got me to where instead of just having me take them 10 steroid pills, and then that's it. I take 10 steroid pills, and then they wean me off of it over 4 days, and that made things way better. Oh, that's a horrible cough. And it's making my hip hurt when I cough, too. Yeah, it really sucks that I caught this, whatever it is. I don't know. Supposed to go to chemo next Tuesday. There's a holiday on Monday, so I got to go on Tuesday, and I don't know if I should go, if I still have this cough. If it doesn't clear up by then. But tomorrow I'm hoping we have a warm day. I'll be out in the sunshine when the pool opens. Soak up a little bit of sun. I didn't do that today. I wound up, kids went to school at 8:30, and I crashed back out until noon. It was just one of them days. I just felt like crap. I drank about 6 liters of water, and I must have needed it because I didn't hardly have to pee at all. Just my body I must have been dehydrated. So at least that's getting fixed up. But we got our bicycles out there, stuff. It'd be nice to be able to take a ride on the bicycle trail. My hands are working better, so I don't see why I can't ride the bike too. And I want to get Dorothy a bike because we got the other apartment, but we had to fill out an application, and it kind of bummed me out because we told them, we're going to be moving in like mid to end of June because I have to pay my last month here. And the girl said, that's okay because that place was trashed and we're fixing it up and won't be ready till the last week of June. And I said, this is going to work out perfect for us. Well, we got a thing in the mail saying that our application was accepted, and we get the place, and then she calls and said, oh, we want you to move in on the 31st of this month. I'm like, well, that's no warning. I said, hey, we got to wait until June. I'm going to be paying at 2 places. She said, well, we can't hold a place for you. She said, it's ready. You need to move in. So they want us to move in on the 1st, pay a month's rent and move in on the 1st. It's like, we already talked to them about it, and she said they're not going to hold it. She said the company that runs the place will not hold it. If you don't take it by then, she said there's 10 other people that want that place. We even had a friend that went over and asked about that place, and they said, no, there are no places. So Yeah, Ronald, that's for sure. If they get a good doctor, but that's the problem over there. That's the problem in the Philippines. I truly believe that if you're a doctor that's getting really good grades in school, you graduate school, you don't stay here. You leave. You go to Canada, you go to Europe, you go to America, and you make your fortune. And then the ones who get D's and F's, who just barely make it through the class, they're the ones who stay in the Philippines. They stay there because I had that doctor over there at the hospital, and going, hey, I don't feel good. I've been feeling bad for a while. I got no power. Blah blah blah. Looks you over. Yeah, you're all right. And then I come here. I go to the emergency room, and within 15, 20 minutes, they're looking at me. They say, "Oh man, you got cancer, buddy," from a blood test. And that guy in the Philippines, they don't care. And they just want you to pay them the 500 pesos for the office visit and leave. That's probably what they'd rather have you do. Just throw the 500 in the basket and not even talk to them. So they're not helping you. They're not helping you in the least bit. And I'm not there anymore. And I'm not going to worry about their dang medicine over there. But yeah, a lot of people get cancer over there. Our barber that we were going to, he got cancer. And then the FA was telling me he's getting stem cells. And I didn't hear them doing that locally, except except down in Manila. And this guy wasn't going into Manila. Oh no, he was getting the stem cell pills. Some crackerjack meathead sold him that if he eats these little placebo pills, that they're stem cell pills, and he'll be fine. This is what they do there. I mean, they're all a bunch of shysters. I knew a girl in the Philippines. She looked more Chinese than Filipino, but she had a really beautiful face and a beautiful complexion. And this woman told her, "Oh, you got to get this face cream. Get this face cream." And I told her, I said, "Why would you do anything to your face? You look great. You got super nice skin." Well, that face cream that she got was a peel. It was a face peel. And she put it on her face, and now this chick's got these big carbuncles growing off her face from being poisoned by this shit. It was a witch that gave it to her. They don't want you to. They don't want you better. They're jealous. Yeah, well, I don't worry about it because I ain't there no more. I bailed on that place as soon as I knew I wasn't feeling well, getting sick, and I knew something bad was wrong. And then when I got here, we figured it out. But I was pretty happy. I had taken ambulance rides here, and I got a bill from the ambulance company for $7,000 for the trips I took, and then I got a bill from that hospital that they took me to for $69,000, and the VA is going to pay for it all. They got me a number I got to get and put it on there. They said when I come in on Tuesday to bring the bills with me and take them down, that lady down in the basement, and hand them to her. He said she'll take care of everything. And I was like, why are they doing that? He said, well, you applied way back in November. We're going to go all the way back to November, and any bills you had, we're going to take care of. Oh, okay, cool. So that's going to get them off of my back because they're already talking about going to a collection agency. And I just got the first bill 2 weeks ago, and then I got the second one today. It's like, what? Man, they're really on you about paying. Usually you pay bills by the month, not by the week. That's how they do it. These places want their money. I didn't even know they had any black Filipinos. Well, something else too. What was that one I watched here where it was the one that won the Miss America or what of that one? It was a dude. It was a Filipino dude that was dressed like a chick. To me, it's just ridiculous. It's absolutely 100% ridiculous. They got these lady boys. If you're in a Miss America contest, you should be a girl. If you're on a girls' swimming team, you should be a girl. Not some dude that comes in there. Well, then she wouldn't be black. She's mixed. She'd be a mixed one. I don't know. I don't keep up with any of that stuff anymore because when I was young, when they had the Miss America, the women had figures to them. Now all they do is bring up ones that look like little boys. They're stick people. There's no shapes to them, and they're not that great. And then you see them in the evening gown. Oh, they look okay because they put pads in there. But then when you see them come out in the bathing suit and they're just all bony, who the hell wants a bony chick? To me, that's just absolutely ridiculous. But my buddy out in the Philippines, I think he's going to buy a KLR. Yeah, yeah. It's like they say that Kamala Harris she's black. They're trying to say, oh, we got the first black vice president. She's not black. She's some other nationality, but she's not black. But they'll play it up, and then she talks. She'll get up and start talking black. I just laughed so hard when she got up in front of them. And then when Hillary Clinton does it too, Hillary Clinton will, and they start trying to do that black talk. I'm like, give me a break. Really talking down to people. I would be so insulted if I was a black person and they talked down to me like that. That's why none of those people want to vote for Biden. I watched the dang news thing of Trump down. He's in Harlem. He's in around the 5 boroughs, and they're all freaking out over him. That he's got all these people. They have these big rallies. All these black folks, yeah, down in Harlem and everywhere. They love him. But something's going to happen. Something's going to happen with him. They'll assassinate him or something like that. They ain't going to let him in. They're just not going to let that guy in. And I might sit out the vote this time too. When he got up there and said he's going to give, the police already got qualified immunity, which you can strip from them if they break your civil rights. He wants to give them indemnity, which means there's nothing you could do. They could come up and say, you're an asshole, and shoot you in the face and kill you and get away with it scot-free. That's what indemnity is. And and then he's all for the red flag laws. Some neighbor, a neighbor over here that gets pissed off at me could say, he's dangerous with the guns, or he said he was going to kill himself. And they come and they take all your guns, and you don't get them back. They'll just come in and seize your property, take them, and you don't get them back. They're going to save you from yourself. So, when he started spouting that he wants all that, take the guns first, we'll worry about it in court later. Nah, he's the same as all the rest of them. I don't think just because he's a Republican, he's any better than any of the Democrats over there. He's a New York liberal. He comes out of the city of New York. And how can you breed that out of anybody? You can't. He sounds great, but then look at some of the stuff he does. He does some good stuff for the country. I do. He's definitely better than Biden. And I can't believe they're even running Biden. I can't believe the Democratic Party is going to run him. He's just such a feeble idiot, and they're going to run him. And if he wins this time, I don't know. Everybody fell for that COVID crap, and they fell for the last election. And you know what? The third time's the charm. They'll do it again. They'll steal this election, and guess what? Nobody will do nothing. They'll just say, oh, well. Well, you should have been listening there, Ronald, because that's exactly what he said and came right out of his mouth, too. I didn't have anybody tell me that or read about it in the paper. I watched him say that. So, no, he's not the greatest thing since whipped cream. He's just not. And this crap of giving these indemnity to the police, the way the police abuse people, I don't think so. That's setting up a Gestapo-type police force. Because most of these cops are basically tyrants anyway. I watch video after video where they abuse the citizenry and they don't know the laws. Most of them are just barely functional idiots. IQs of about 40. And you can't talk to them. You can't. You can go up and show them a sign that says, look here, I can film in the post office. No, you can't. It's against the law. It's a federal building. You have to get out of here. If you don't leave, I'm arresting you. And they'll arrest them. And they lose. They go to court, and they wind up losing, but they don't have to pay out of their pension. And they don't have to pay out of the policeman's fund. That gets paid by the taxpayers, so they don't care. And if they fire them, they don't care if somebody fires them because they just go to another police station and get a job. They don't pull their certification, they just fire them. Hey, you're fired from this police force. But run down over here to this next town, they'll hire you. That's exactly what happens. And a lot of these cops, I couldn't believe what they make. One of these YouTube ladies, she went and got all the money. These guys are making 200 grand a year to be a policeman. And they're all a bunch of damn scaredy cats, if you ask me. But the thing is, it's more dangerous to be a pizza delivery guy than it is to be a policeman. And pizza delivery guy don't make shit. No, Ronald, you'll have to go find it. I don't know where you can find it. He said it. I watched it. Watch the different news clips. Go back to the archives or something and look at it. I'm telling you what he said and what I saw. And when I saw that, I'm sitting out this vote. I'm not voting for either one of them. I'm not voting for Biden and I'm not voting for Trump. Well, everybody who's all for Trump, they don't want to look at anything on his bad side. They don't want to do anything like that. They just want to only look at the good and he's the best, blah, blah, blah. Well, I don't think so. He comes out of New York. He's a New York liberal, and you ain't ever going to get that out of him. His bestest friends in the whole world were Bill and Hillary Clinton before he ran for president. So there you have it, right there. I ain't gonna sweat any of them. I'm not gonna vote for any of them. I voted my whole life, all the way since Reagan, and every single time I voted, except when Reagan was running, I voted for the lesser of two evils, and I'm tired of it. I'm tired of voting for these people, for any of them. I don't want to put my name behind any of these people anymore. They're all nothing but a bunch of damn crooks, and I can't stand them. Politicians are, they spend their whole life as a politician. Now, Trump, he just got into it. But you look at some of these senators. Look at Biden. He's been in for 50-some years. These guys make a whole career out of it. And they rob the hell out of you. They become billionaires. Well, how do you become a billionaire on $170,000 a year? I sure would like to learn how to do that. That'd be pretty cool. Become a billionaire on that much money. They got some good investments, boy. But, yeah, I get tired of them. Well, then I guess I'm going to vote for Biden there, Ronald. If I don't vote, it's a vote for Biden. That's like you're either for me or against me. I get tired of hearing that from people. I really do. I'll do what I'm going to do. I'm a grown man. And if somebody else don't like it, I don't give a shit. I get tired of hearing it. Yeah, that Bitcoin, that was, some people made a lot of money on that, though. That Bitcoin stuff. A lot of money. But I don't know if you can anymore. You get these big rich people telling you, when you hear Elon Musk saying, hey, buy this Deutsche coin or whatever. It's like a Bitcoin type deal. Yeah, that's because he's the one selling it. And who's the one who's going to get rich? He's going to get richer. That's what I think about it. And I got to go down to the VA tomorrow. I got to get my DD-214. They sent me one from the archives that said I was a reservist. So then we said, no, that's not right. Took a month or so, and then I got the right one. Well, they printed it, and it's so dark you can hardly read it. Even in between the lines of writing, it's got black all over it. It's about worthless. I gave it to a lady to look at. She said, I can't read this, so it's of no good. I can't use it. I can't put it in my file, so I have to go down and get a clear copy of that so I can get it to this lady that's supposed to be able to help us with the housing. Because if I can get that no down payment housing, I'm going to buy a house. They say, oh yeah, you can have a house up to $60,000 with no down payment. All you have to do is pick the house you want. We're going to inspect it. And then you move in and start making payments. Well, I'm going to jump on that. I'm going to jump on that so fast it's going to make your head swim. Get out of paying rent to an apartment. Yeah, you hear a lot of crap like that. I wonder about those people. I wonder about these people who say they're making so much money. Most of them get on TV and say, "Oh yeah, buy my book." Blah blah blah. Baloney.
Yeah, where's the plastic here?
Huh?
Plastic.
What plastic?
I need the plastic there.
I don't know. I don't know where you put the plastic. Yeah, it's a lot of investments, so you lose on them. If you do blue chip stocks and invest for long term, you could make some money. But I'm a firm believer in gold and silver. You invest in other stuff, you can lose your money awful quick. I had a buddy that had a 401k, and they let him manage his own 401k and buy stocks and do this and that. And he'd see somebody would tell him about a stock tip. Shit, his 401k ain't worth shit anymore. He's not going to be able to retire until he's 90. Yeah, it's a lot. You can get scammed really easy on that on stock market and stuff, unless you get a stock tip like the politicians get. You know, they're the ones that go in there, and they're the ones who make the laws and make the rules, and they can make stocks fluctuate, go up and down, do all kinds of stuff because they're making the laws. And what about us people? Nope, we get screwed. They call it insider trading, and they throw you in jail, just like that lady who used to cook, that fat blonde lady that used to cook on the TV show. I forget her name now, but she got thrown in the poking for insider trading. And these politicians do it every day. Every day they're doing that kind of crap, and they don't care. They're not going to get caught, though. They're above the law. They're just like these police. They're above the law. But I watch these dang cop shows, and they'll come right out and tell you, I don't have to listen to you. I'm a policeman. I could do whatever I want. I can kick in your front door and come in your house anytime I want. I don't need a warrant. They just had that a video I watched earlier today. The woman was in the house. Cop kicked in her door. Just went right in. She's like, "You got a warrant?" "I don't need a warrant. I can go anywhere I want, anytime I want. I'm a cop." Yeah, Martha Stewart, you're right about that. And I'm like, this is how they think. They think that that's what they could do. They think that's the true law. And that's not the case, guys. That's not the case. But they don't know any better because they're not trained properly. They are not trained properly at all. And that's the way it goes. But I ain't got too much else today. Hopefully I have a nice day tomorrow. Get a little swimming in. Kids get off of school, get a little swimming. Maybe get another part on my bike. Like to get it out and running. Nice thing about that bike, it's got a huge fuel tank on it. It's 6.6 gallon fuel tank on that bike. Goes a pretty long way on a thing of fuel. But what really kills me, I think they do something with the fuel in this country to make you use more so they can get the tax money on it. Because that Honda that I had in the Philippines, I was getting way over 40 miles to gallon on that thing. Way over. The first time I did it was like 48. I think I did a vlog on that too, about how much I got. I went ahead and filled up the tank until it clicked off, drove it all around, came back, went to the same pump, filled it up till it clicked off, and it came out to 48 miles to the gallon. And I think they do something with the gas here because they tax your gas. And if you're not using, if you got a car that gets 48 miles to the gallon, they're not going to get so much tax money. I'm seeing 19 over here on my little thing. Some people get on there and they just listen and don't say too much. But yeah, Ronald, it's showing 19 here. Yeah, a few people are coming in. Yeah, I hope this dang chest thing clears up the next day or so. Oh man, I cough like that. It makes my hip hurt like crazy. Yeah, it's showing now. Mine is showing 12. It was showing 19. Now it's showing 12. So, yeah, who knows what it's showing you and then what's showing me? It's YouTube. They're weird. They're really goofy. I don't I don't trust some guys at all. I don't like that they ripped me off for all that money for thousands of dollars. Why aren't they giving it to me? I get a stupid email notification every month, around the 20th of the month. Oh, well, you made this much this last month. These last few months, I've only made $1.15, like that. But it's going up. The amount it's adding to that 4,000 some dollars. But they're never going to give it to me. Somebody said, "Oh, well, they tell you I got to put my bank account in there." Okay, so I got to put my bank account in there. Guess what? They won't accept the SWIFT code. This is not a SWIFT code. Well, I called my bank. Could I have the SWIFT code? They give me the SWIFT code. I have the routing number. I have the SWIFT code. I have all that. So I tried on one bank. Won't work. I tried on another bank. Won't work. Doesn't matter what I put in. They will not allow me to put in the SWIFT code. Yeah, there you go. 10, 11. It jumps around. But they're never going to give me that money, ever. And the funny thing is, YouTube, out of all the money I made, they take 40%. They take 40% of your money. Just think of these people who've got 1 million subscribers. They're pulling down this huge amount of bucks, how much YouTube is making off of them. What a rip. 40% is what they take. And if somebody sends you like a super chat, they call it, where they send you $50 or something like that, they take 40%. That is stinking crazy. That is absolutely crazy. $20 out of $50 they take. Yeah, well, not much we can do about it. Not much at all. Yeah, the numbers are going up and down. People are coming and going, so I ain't gonna sweat it. Hey, Peter, how you doing? Yeah, there's Peter. Peter Young. Not much going on tonight, Pete. Just popped in to say howdy, and I ain't got much going on. It's kind of cool here now. We're the beautiful hot weather that we had the other day. Rode the motorcycle. Then we had that thunderstorm last night. Now it's just chilly. You go outside, it's cold out. You need a jacket. I wish it would just get hot and stay hot. But we're still in the springtime. It's not summer till June 20th, so we got a ways to go yet. I just like the heat, and I'll be happy when I can get out of this northeast. I hope that I can get the heck out of here and get down south before next winter. Time will tell. But we got to go. We're going to be moving into the new apartment, but we have to do a year's lease there. So I'll probably be here in one more winter. Now we're moving over to this place. They want us to move in early, so we got to finagle a way to do it and get the U-Haul. And I told my wife, yeah, we're going to be broke again next month. There's nothing we could do about it. Not a damn thing we can do about it, because I have to pay the rent here. I'm going to use up my deposit, but the deposit here is only $300, so I got to pay $800. I got to pay $800 here, and I got to pay $950 at the other place. And then by the time I get the U-Haul and pay somebody to help us, we're broke again this month. That's one thing I don't like about being back in America. When I was in the Philippines, we had gobs of money. I never spent all the money every month. Every month I was rolling some into the bank account, and my pockets were stuffed with money. We went to resorts. We did whatever we wanted. Ate really good. And now I'm here. Shit. Fucking broke all the time. And it's mainly because of the rent. Where the hell are you gonna go for cheap rent? There's no place you can go. Yeah, that's the thing about the Philippines. It's good and cheap to live there. And it's basically even if you go there and you're just going to rent, you decide you don't want to buy a house or own a house or anything, and you want to rent, you can rent for $20-$30 a month and get yourself a nice place. And I don't get it. I don't get it why things are so expensive for an apartment here. So expensive. And that cheap one that we found over here, the cheapest I could find close by to keep them in a good school district, and I want to keep them in the school district, is $950. That's the cheapest. But we could have wound up getting a one bedroom over there. This place here, they keep saying, oh well, nobody knows how many rooms are in this apartment. I don't know how many are in across the hall. And they say, oh no, you have to have this. You got to have it because you got 5 people in there. You got to have a 3 bedroom. You got blah blah blah. Well, when I was over at the other place, that lady said, oh, we got a 2 bedroom for you, but you don't have to have one. She said, if the state of Ohio comes in and says there's 5 people in a 1 bedroom, she said, we tell them we could go get out of here. We don't care. Yeah, well, you know something though, I do know some people that rent there in the Philippines that pay a fortune. I mean, they pay a ridiculous amount. My one buddy's paying $32,000 for a little apartment, and then he's having a condo built for him, which is of course in the Philippines. Yeah, it'll be done in a year, and then 5 years later they're finally done with it. But he's moving right into like the heart of EDSA. Who in the hell would want to live over there? That is the most ridiculous place in the whole world if you want to move. You can definitely go wherever you're going faster walking than you can in the car because the traffic doesn't move there. It's ridiculous. But yeah, $500 a month though for like a place like that's not too bad. It's not too bad at all, but I know some people are paying way more than that. You know, like I say, it depends on where you're going. There's one fellow, he's renting a condo off of somebody. Some Filipino woman and her American husband had the condo, and they wound up coming to the U.S. and they're renting him the condo because they got a big payment on it, and he's giving them $1,500. I said, "What are you nuts? You're going to give them $1,500?" I said, "You can get one for a third of that. You don't have to pay that much." I wouldn't. $1,500 in the Philippines? It better be a damn, 50,000-foot palace with tennis courts and swimming pools. Yeah, Nyack. Yeah, that's here by the airport, huh? Yeah, I was back in around there. That's still that's a funny area. That's a real funny area to be. I was over there, and the people over there are rotten. I turned into a 7-Eleven, blinker on and everything, and this stupid guy ran into the side of the car and fell down and started screaming at me while I was going in the store. It's like, pal, you were riding on my right. I was making a right-hand turn, and you drove into me. That ain't me doing that. I didn't cut him off. Couldn't even see me, and he was driving with no headlights on his bike. These jerks, I never understand this. They'll have their motorcycle and they'll turn their headlights off at night. Just crazy. Yeah. Well, you know something? That first house I lived in, I bought it for $8,000. And it was a nice little place. Not super big or anything, but that was a nice little house. Now, if you get one built like us, we got that COVID messed us up. That was the whole thing that messed us up. If COVID wouldn't have happened, I would have never got the house like I got now. But the crap work they did, Filipinos are masters at doing shit work and hiding it. Like the sink. I have this sink in the bathroom downstairs, and then down below it, it's got a little bolt-on porcelain thing to hide the pipe work. Well, my sink was clogged up. Okay, I couldn't get it from the top, so I took that thing and pulled it off, and you know why it was clogged up? Because they had the pipe coming down into a bigger pipe, and they just had a T-shirt wrapped around it with glue on it. That was the connection how they made. They went from a 1.5-inch tube to like a 2.5, and just free aired it. And it got clogged up from slopping in there. And just the crap work. The septic tank was installed wrong. And when you have a septic tank, where the toilet comes in the top of the septic tank, where the tank drains has to be lower than that. Not on my house. Oh no, it was up above. So as soon as that first tank filled, it had nowhere to go. It backed up back into the house. We had crap all over the place. This is just how they do it. And nobody sits there and says, hey, that don't look right. They look at it. How could that work that way? But they don't care. They just don't care. And they can't think. They can't reason, and they can't think properly. So that's what you get. You get crap. And the windows are all fitting wrong. If you look at my windows in the house, you'll see down on the bottom there's a real tight caulking mark. And then when you get up the top, there's 3 or 4 layers of caulk and paper stuffed in there and cloth stuffed in there and tape and every other damn thing because there's a gap this big up above the window that they just keep squirting full of sealant. And our windows leaked. Every time it rained, our windows leaked. Yeah, definitely the Reader's Digest condensed construction lesson. Condensed it down to one word. But in the Philippines, if you walk onto a job and you got a pair of rusted, old, busted linesmen that don't even work, hey, there's an electrician. That's just how they do it. And if you got a monkey wrench, you're a plumber. My stupid plumber, I wanted my Instahot down underneath the sink, and he wouldn't do it. He says, I have to put it way up there by the ceiling because it works on gravity. So I told him, well, how does the water get up to the Instahot in the first place? But he couldn't reason that. His little pea brain just couldn't compute that. And then when he went to the little pea brains down at the company that built my house, they wouldn't okay it. And I said, look, I'll sign anything you want. I don't want it up there. I want it down in the bottom. And nope. And then when it was all said and done, it wound up in the top. Well, I went out to work for Peter. I went out and worked to see about working for this electrical contractor. And we went out to the job, and he had this little job. He showed me the print, and I thought, boy, this would probably take me about 4 days, and then I would need a helper to finish it, to finish all that work. He had like 12 guys and 18 foremen walking around in that job, and he had it scheduled for 2 months. That's what really got me. And he was just soaking the heck out of them. And the manager of the building, it was some kind of electrical contracting, not contracting, but they made generator. They spooled wires and rewound motors and stuff like that. And they made plastic BBs with these, send them way up in the air. Well, this guy that was the manager of the place, he was finding all kinds of crap wrong and taking pictures of it. And every morning that guy would come in and say, hey, you guys did this yesterday. And they did this yesterday. They actually went in, they had to run up to this machine that was 70 feet in the air. It sends this superheated plastic up this tube, and then it's got a spray nozzle at the top that sprays down this huge pipe. It's like a cold pipe with a mist water in it, and it makes these little plastic BB balls, is what this machine makes. They ran the wire that they needed. It was a 70 horsepower motor up the top with the heater. And they ran he ran his number 2s down for the motor, 3-phase. And then guess what? As soon as he got to the pecker head, he ran like 25 strands of number 10 all the way up to the other pecker head, and then he finished it off with number 2s going over into the unit. And the guy caught it. And I told him, I said, that'll burn out after a while. I don't care as long as it lasts a year. Hey, Mike, how you doing? Yeah, there's an SNR over there, Peter. If you're at Nyack, there's one over there. It's there's a place over there. I remember walking past it. There's like a big truck place that does truck tires and welds up new rims and does work on all these big trucks. And then when you get past that a little bit, there's a big wall up. There's this huge wall with a big pointy gate up on top of that, and that's the SNR back in there. But there is an SNR over there. But yeah, we're back here, and it's just, gosh dang, it's just, just broke. Just stinking broke all the time anymore. I don't like that. We got to do something for some extra money. I'm trying to get my percentage up for the VA. I went in there that last time, and these doctors, these Filipino doctors, they look you over. Oh, you're fine. Oh well. Yeah. Well, it was really funny. When I finally got the SNR card and started shopping there, it's nice to get some American foods. Like I bought a turkey, even though it was expensive as hell. I bought a turkey and had a turkey for the kids, and just getting like Eggos. We bought some blueberry Eggos. That's not really a good breakfast or anything. It's a snack. I would never feed my kids just after breakfast, but we got some Eggos, and there's just a whole bunch of stuff in there. Plus, they had beers and wines and stuff, all different kinds. Human. But yeah, the houses over there, I would never get a builder to build me one. You can contract it out yourself. If you know anything about construction, like check the blocks. If you go back on some of my videos where I was doing my Karate Man, where I was smashing those cement blocks, go back and look for that. And you just got to make sure you're getting good blocks. But the way they do things, I'll never understand the Filipino. I won't understand it. If they're going to put electric in the wall, they'll build the whole block wall up, and then they'll hammer it out to put your wire or your plumbing in. They'll hammer a big hole in the wall. It's like, why don't you put it in there first? Put it right in the block when you're mortaring it together. But they don't do that. Yeah, it depends on how you get it built. We looked at that house in the back of ours that used that really crappy block. The kid was grabbing the blocks, and I said, "Hey, pal, these are inferior." And he says, "Yeah, but we got to use them. They won't take them back." And he was having to pick them up very carefully to keep them from breaking. And the dude, when he was carrying them up the scaffold to the guy that was putting the mortar in, that guy was breaking them, so he was putting them up there in pieces. And Wes and I were at the house the one day, and we're looking at that brand spanking new house. There's a crack in it that you could get your hand in, from the top going all the way down to the bottom of the second floor. You could have slipped your hand right in that big crack where it was coming apart. And Wes was looking at it going, "Man, check that out." I'm going, "Yeah, I didn't really pay attention to that, but yeah, you're right." But they don't care. As soon as they're in, as soon as the people are in, it doesn't matter. If you accept the house, if you look at it and say, "Okay, I'm going to accept this house," they're done. They don't have to do anything for you. Nothing. But they really do some crap stuff. When I got into my place, uh, half the plugs weren't working. For some reason, what the guy did when he was wiring up the panel, it's like a plastic panel. He, instead of putting both wires on one breaker, he'd take one wire and put it on this side of the panel, and then pull it out and put it on the other side. And then what would happen is it would trip. It would trip one of them. "Hey, there's Wes. How you doing, buddy?" It would trip one of them, so you'd only have half a leg because everything's 220 over there. So nothing would work. Fridge would work. Nothing would work. Yeah, you have to build it yourself. That's what I'm saying. Don't let them do it for you. You have to go over there and be the foreman of the job. You can't let them be, because they're not going to do a good job. I've yet to see a real good job over there. They're hacks. They don't know what they're doing just because somebody's got a pair of linesmen. He says he's an electrician. They don't know what they're doing. They have no idea what they're doing. Well, that's where they were building the houses. We saw the houses, and that's where they were building them. And we went to that area, year before they ever started building the house or doing it, and I thought it was a nice area. Wasn't as crowded back then, and now it's just ridiculous. You go 1 kilometer to the market takes an hour, anywhere from 55 minutes to an hour, and that's ridiculous in a car. You can walk there faster, and I just got fed up. And now they're building all these uh, businesses in the back, and they're putting another road in, so that's going to just make it even worse. So I'm done. If I wouldn't have got into that area, I would have been okay. I wouldn't have been so down on the Philippines. But let's see, buyers beware. Oh yeah, Wes. Remember I was doing my Karate Man on the concrete? Oh yeah, that's it, Wes. If you got a pair of pliers and because you're an electrician, that's the truth. And they put them to work. And if you see the crap work they do with the electric, the connections they make. I was an electrician for 30 years, and if you've seen the connections that these guys make, there's no such thing as wire nuts over there. They don't use wire nuts. They tape everything. They'll take a pair of linesmen, they'll twist it so much that the copper's all smashed and scraped up, and then tape it. They'll tape this big ball of tape on there and try to jam it in the box. And for some reason, they always want to have about 9 feet of wire in a little tiny box. It's just terrible. Oh, yeah, I would imagine so, Wes. That was the plan was going to be when I was doing my house. But then that COVID came in and we couldn't come up there to the house. They wouldn't let us out of Cavite. We couldn't cross the border from Cavite because of that bullshit COVID baloney they foisted on everybody. Biggest pile of crap that they ever came up with. They did it on that. They did it on the election, and they're going to do it again. Mark my words. You watch. They're going to do it again somehow. And they'll install this stupid Biden guy in again. They don't want Trump in there. And our buddy Wes, he's going to be heading back to Nicaragua pretty soon. That'll be pretty cool. Me, I just want to get to somewhere where it's warm. We had this dang cold weather yesterday and today. We went from, it was 90. It was 90 the one day. We had a couple days, 89, 90. And then it was like, screw this. I don't know what that is. Oh man, you got a little bit to go yet. You got a little bit of time to go. The tickets anymore, I couldn't believe when I was looking at the tickets how much money they were. Cheapest to go one way from here to the Philippines was $1,000. I thought that was a considerable amount. Too much. But you got to fly in through the U.S. and then go from there, so it's going to be probably way over $1,000. That'd be nice to get back down to your farm, though. Yeah, my dang ears are popping with this cough that I got. Yeah, and I got, we get up to get the kids in school tomorrow. I hope it's nice enough tomorrow I can ride the motorcycle a little bit. My hands, it's funny, but that neuropathy in my hands, it's gone here in my little fingers. My little fingers, I can feel every sensation. They're back to normal. They work good. But I got the neuropathy in these 2 fingers now, so it's going away. And my thumbs. But at least I can squeeze the clutch thing in and operate the brake. But that bike there, my one buddy, he's 6'2", and he says, yeah, I got to get one of them bikes. And I said, well, you better get the S model. Because I have the standard model, and the S model is lower to the ground. I said, at 6'2", it's going to be way too tall for you. I don't ever have to worry about somebody stealing this bike unless they're as big as me, because you can't get up on it. You know, you can't get up on the damn thing. It's way high up in the air. I just get my feet down on it. Yeah. But I'm going to go ahead. Oh, Frankie the Pelican. Hey, I saw you before on there, Frankie. Yeah, I got a PayPal, but I don't think I added it to the channel. Yeah, that's expensive, John. Man, that is crazy. That's a round trip, but still, that's a lot of damn money. Yeah, what a rip, huh, Wes? I know they pull that shit all the time, canceling these flights. I know they did it when the COVID was going on. People were getting canceled all the time. No, I stopped doing any monetization on the channel there, Pelican. I don't. I'm not going to bother with it. Why should people watch a damn commercial for these jokers? They're not giving me the money anyway, and even if they did give me the money, they take 40%. So it's like, screw them. I'm not doing anything. And it used to make pretty good money every month. You know, I had months where I made $87, 90 some dollars, 100 and some dollars in one month. And they're showing me over the last 6 months, I've made $1.13 the one month. I made 76 cents another month. They're just not paying now. They're just not giving me the money anymore. Oh, crap. Oh, I hate that when I start this dang coughing. Yeah, it's just a big crook deal with these tickets anymore. They shouldn't be that expensive. They are, but they shouldn't be. But that's the way it goes. Yeah, well, I ain't got too much else today. I just figured I'd pop on here for an hour or so and let you guys say howdy and see how everyone's doing. And I'm going to go ahead and end this one. And you take care, everybody. And we'll see you all again next time. This is Rick Shaw.